Hello folks, if you have been following the leaks, you will know that the Samsung Galaxy S23 is very much a sequel to the S22. That means it follows basically the same spec recipe save for a few component upgrades. Yesterday we got our first glimpse of the performance of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which showed a promising Geekbench result. However, it also showed that the 2023 model will come with just 8GB of RAM, just like the 2022, 2021 and 2020 phones. Is a bump of 12GB long overdue? Samsung doesn't see it that way. The S20 had a 12GB option, Samsung knows how well it sold. Today, leaker Yogesh Bra has posted all the rumored Galaxy S23 specs. The device will retain the Galaxy S22 6.1-inch screen and high 120Hz refresh rate, still not LTPO, as well as the triple rear camera system with a 50MP main sensor, 12MP ultra-wide-angle unit and a 10MP telephoto camera. This is in line with earlier rumors and not disappointing as such, given that the S22 got new main and telephoto sensors just last year, and Samsung will likely improve the experience this year with software tweaks. The new model will have a larger 3900 mAh battery, well, larger relative to the S22, but not the S21 or S20, both at 4000 mAh, and it will support the same old 25W wired and 50W wireless charging. Both Samsung and Apple have been quite conservative with the charging speeds of their smartphones, especially the smaller models. It had been suggested that after 4 years, Samsung would be increasing the megapixels on the front camera, but apparently the S23 is not going to switch to a 12MP camera and will stick with a 10MP front snapper. As things stand now, it looks like the main improvement will be a new rear design, a slightly bigger battery and a new chip. Yeah, at least Samsung changes the chipset, instead of charging $100 more for just one new GPU core. To a certain extent, I understand incremental upgrades. Year by year, leaps in technology are smaller and smaller, but I feel like Samsung could do more. For example, regular S-series phones used to come with 1440p screen, now they're 1080p. It wouldn't be such a hard pill to swallow now if they were LTPO, but they aren't. I honestly feel like Samsung could put at least some middle ground between 1080p and 1440p like Xiaomi did with 12Ts. Maybe I'm wrong, but what do you guys think? Samsung's One UI 5 beta program is in full swing. Galaxy S22, S22 Plus and S22 Ultra units in China are receiving the 5th beta version, which might also prove to be the final one before the stable release. This firmware fixes several major issues from previous ones, like random restarts, autofocus issues that also cause poor image quality, the Galaxy Watch plugin will no longer force close, and more. This beta also removed Bixby Text Call, a new feature in One UI 5 that transforms a voice call into a text chat. It's not clear whether it will be back with a stable release, but it was one of the major new features in One UI 5, so it should be. According to some reports, the 5th beta version also improved animations, making them smoother. Again, this firmware has been released only in China for now, but it is probably a matter of days before it gets a wider release. The stable One UI 5 release for the Galaxy S22 series is expected later this month. Meanwhile, the Galaxy Flip 4 and Fold 4 in South Korea, the UK and India have finally received the first One UI 5 beta. The older Galaxy Fold 3 and Flip 3 received their first beta last week. Now the Galaxy Flip 3 is getting the second beta version in South Korea, the UK and China. Presumably the Fold 3 version will follow shortly. The stable One UI 5 release for the 2021 and 2022 foldables is expected by the end of the year. Samsung has begun development of a new type of smart accessory, a ring. The news comes courtesy of ET News, which is reporting that Samsung has started ordering parts and modules for the device. From the limited information available, it seems the ring would work similarly to other health trackers like the Galaxy Watch Active 2. It is being described as capable of monitoring the health of the wearer in real time. We can expect tracking of heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen levels and physical activity. Our fingers are saturated with arteries and capillaries. The closer proximity of the ring to the skin should enable it to take more accurate measurements. Given the measurement capabilities of Samsung's Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, the processing power of which is contained in a body of 45mm in circumference, it's amazing to imagine a ring being able to compute the same data in a much smaller form factor. The first known patent submission for a Samsung smart ring was from way back in 2015. Ever since then, Samsung has been updating its own patents throughout the years, with the last one being from this July. One of the more interesting features listed in that document is the ability of the ring to wirelessly control other electronic devices. One of Samsung's earlier patent entries from last October showcased the device being able to change the slides of a digital presentation on a laptop, but that's about all we can infer from the information available right now. Another clue available in the documents from October showcases several ideas of how the Ring may be wirelessly charged by other devices such as a smartphone or a computer mouse, by simply holding a Galaxy phone thanks to reverse wireless charging, or laying one's hand on a mouse, we assume Samsung made, the tiny device would be able to get some juice back into its stand. The thing with rings is that they are rather small. As such, wireless charging is a feature that is expected to be present. Given the size of the accessory, the possible requirement of a charging port would cost too much real estate, which may be utilized in better ways. Samsung's lineup of smart accessories has a solid track record of improvement and innovation. It's truly astonishing to imagine that the same level of quality and utility may fit into just a small ring. It's not hard to admit the Samsung Galaxy Ring has a nice ring to it.